Today we're talking about half steps and whole steps. What do they look like? How do you make half steps and whole steps? Well, I'm here to help you with that. The basic definition of a half step is two notes that are adjacent to each other. There's nothing in between those two notes, no other keys are involved. They've got to be right next door. So if we look at the overhead cam here, you can see at middle C, then right above middle C would be C sharp. That would be a half step above. No other keys in between. They are adjacent to each other. We could jump down, for example, and say, what about G? G going down a half step. F sharp. G up a half step. G sharp. There we go. And there's even other half steps that might look a little bit different than the ones I just showed you. And those are the pairs of E and F, and then B and C. So you can follow me on the keyboard and see E to F are two half steps, but they're also white keys. The way the keyboard is set up, these two notes have no black key in between, so in this case it is perfectly fine for a half step to be two white keys. Also B and C, same idea. They're constructed with no black key in between, so those are also half steps. Well, then what is a whole step? I think you've probably guessed it. The whole step is if you have one key in between two adjacent keys. So let's take a look. We could say C to D on the piano. That would be a whole step. All right, so C to D, I'm skipping the black key in between. Whole step. Whole step down, let's talk about that. C down a whole step is gonna be B flat. And that's because the B, C, and B is your half step. So we've got to skip that and go to the flat. So that means half steps and whole steps, it really doesn't matter if the key is black or white, as long as you're following the rules. If it's a whole step, you have to have one key in between. So it could be a black key like C to D was, or it could be a white key like C to B flat was. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to mention is on this Alfred assignment book, we have patterns that we're supposed to be creating with half steps. So those of you that are following along with class piano, you can look here and this will be a little bit of help if you're getting a little stuck. So I'm going to start this example on E and try to build out some whole steps above E. Let's see what happens. E at the keyboard, a whole step up from E is going to be F sharp. We'll skip the F here and go to F sharp. Okay, a whole step up from F sharp, we're going to skip the half step G and go next door to G sharp. That's your whole step. A whole step above G sharp, skip the half step A, and we're going to go to the A sharp. Okay, so here we go. That whole pattern was E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. So if you're struggling with half steps and whole steps, I think you found some answers here today.